The return of the Champions Trophy has led to a lot of speculation for a number of obvious reasons. For one, this is the ICC bringing back a tournament that many people thought had run its course and that officially had run its course when Pakistan last won the title in 2017. However, it's back now, and incidentally, it will be Pakistan hosting the tournament, which will see the top 8 ranked teams in ODI cricket take on each other in a group format, and will also ensure as let's say something of a ICC mega event that is happening every single year. So that has been the norm for a while now, where every year you'll have an ICC event or two take place, and perhaps to fill in that calendar, that was one of the key reasons why the Champions Trophy came back. But now we finally know what exactly the dates will be for the Champions Trophy, and we've gotten to know this through reports that have been making the rounds in the media. And the dates of it obviously do make some sense when you look at, let's say, some of the scheduling news that you've heard regarding other T20 leagues. What are the dates, and more importantly, what is going to be India's stance? Because again, it taking place in Pakistan means there is going to be a big question mark over India's travel, like there was for the Asia Cup. That's what we're going to take a look at in this particular video. Now, the window that has been announced, or rather has been kept aside by the ICC as well as the Pakistan Cricket Board, is that of February 19th to March 9th. That's 20 days to host the tournament, the 8-team tournament. And this has also in fact been communicated to all the board members or those teams who will be participating in the Champions Trophy. They've been told, and they've also been told that, listen, if there are any T20 leagues that are taking place in the beginning of the year, plan around it, which is why you've noticed that both the SA-T20 or the SA-20 and the IL-T20 have been planned in such a way that they conclude before February 19th. That is in fact the reason, because these dates have been set aside by all boards, which means that at this point, all you are waiting for is the official announcement from the ICC that these are going to be the dates. But what we do know is that these will most likely be the dates in which this trophy will be held. Now, of course, the other big question, what of India's participation? Well, as of now, there is absolutely no clarity on that regard, and that is, of course, to be expected for a number of reasons. One is because there's still a fair bit of time to it. India are taking part in the T20 World Cup as we speak. But also, more importantly, it will depend on the government stance. Remember, one of the reasons why India and Pakistan over the past decade haven't engaged in bilateral ties is due to the current government stance. And again, you'd remember that there was a general election that was recently held in India, and given that it is in fact the Prime Minister Narendra Modi government that has come back into power, there is an expectation that this antipathy towards Pakistan, as it were, which pretty much shuns all kind of bilateral ties, including of course cricketing bilateral ties, will continue, which means there is every chance that you could very well see the return of the hybrid model or some other sort of a compromise that is reached. And because I said that there's no clarity, mark this date, the ICC conference that will be taking place in July in Colombo, the annual conference that takes place of the ICC. By then, we are expected to know potentially whether or not the BCCI will be sending the team or won't be sending the team. Again, the BCCI have always on record maintained that it is down to government directives whether or not they will travel to Pakistan. Of course, you have seen in recent times a bit of a thawing in that regard. The Indian Davis Cup team traveled for a Davis Cup tie to Pakistan. Will the cricket team end up doing the same thing? That's something only time will tell. But what we do know is the dates which the tournament will be held, even if we're not quite sure whether it'll entirely be held in Pakistan, shifted entirely, or some sort of a hybrid system comes into play once again. But what do you think of all of this? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports the Cap, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, from my side though, it is goodbye.